The Haier hammer. In 1984, then General Manager Zhang Ruimin smashed 76 fridges with this hammer when customers complained about defects. Employees cried because a fridge cost more than 4 workers' annual salaries. But the hammer drove home the quality lesson and put Haier on the way to what is today a $16 billion brand.
家电行业确实呢是一个充分竞争的一个市场。
The household appliances industry is indeed a fully competitive market because, especially after China joined the WTO, many famous brands of household appliances in the world have entered the Chinese market. Just as we have said, there will be no famous Chinese brands if we lock ourselves in China and name ourselves as kings. So we must go to overseas markets. Second, we should insist on building our own brands in other countries. That is to say, it is necessary to compete with our superiors and improve our quality and management standards so that our brand can take root in other countries. I think it's very important. The most important thing that Haier has been doing all this time in foreign markets is to elevate our own brand. The investment in brand is huge. So compared with other listed companies, our profit is relatively low, but this is a long-term strategic plan. It's worth it and it's valuable.
In 1999, when multinational appliance makers raced to build factories in China, Haier, amidst criticisms, decided to build a plant in the US. It wouldn't make money until 8 to 9 years later. Walking through the display gallery at Haier, you get an understanding of how the globalized brand strategy operates. How has it managed to integrate those acquisitions in the US, Japan, and Europe? And how else does Haier plan to globalize in the future?
就是因为每一个国家确实它的文化不一样，像那个日本呢。
This is because every country has a different culture. For example, Japan emphasizes team spirit, and the wage system is based on your work years, which is a prominent characteristic. The United States emphasizes individual innovation. Italy values the culture of enjoying the life. That is to say, that hard work is for a better life. We respect their cultures, but Haier implants the mode of the unification of the staff and orders in their cultures, so we put forward a salad-type culture. The vegetables are from locals and are distributed according to local tastes, but the salad dressing is provided by Haier, which is the unification of staff and orders.
Now Haier is sold in more than 100 countries around the world, and the reinvention continues, turning its 122 factories into smart factories.
其实将来方向吧，小户大家。 什么意思呢？
I think in the future, the community layout would move into a pattern more like small house, big community, which means that your house would not be that big, maybe 100 square meters. On the other side, the community's function will be expanded, including treating guests, entertainment, sports, and so on. You don't have much small home appliances at home because you can wash your clothes, bake cakes in the community's sharing area.
Haier is redefining itself as an ecosystem provider, not just an appliance maker. And that's raised doubts in the industry. Is it getting too ahead of itself? Should it be more focused on its valuation and bottom line? And when would this long game approach pay off?
这本身就是一个战略的调整。
This is indeed a strategic adjustment. Qingdao Haier represents that the era of products has come to an end. Haier's home means that we have entered a new strategic stage of Haier's smart family, and this is also a new era which adapts to the internet. That is to say, with electricity as a connecting line, the connection is not only between equipment and equipment, but also between equipment and consumers. For example, we have established a new network. When you cook in the kitchen, the refrigerator can manage your food and can remind you about the shelf life. At the same time, when you find that your food is not enough, you can order directly on the refrigerator and supermarkets can deliver the food to you.
From product to brand to ecosystem, Haier has been given loose rein to innovate its strategies, as has its peers, regardless of ownership structure. Those at the top of the game have honed their focus on quality and innovation, That's why China's appliance-making industry, almost non-existent 40 years ago, is now breaking sales records, not defective fridges.